Hey YouTube, Gundam here. Welcome to something a little bit different than what you're used to. This is the... I forgot to put it on the beacon. Oh well. This is the Tripathia class third-rate ship of the line from the Sojourn, which is actually a Spacedock original. I wanted to make a heavy cruiser for it, so I thought I'd have a good place to start if I made this thing. It's 260 meters long, 60 wide, and 40 tall. And the way that the Sojourn has it is, it's a centrifugal unit in the middle. Those extend out and then rotate, and then the whole thing spins, which is kind of nice. I believe these middle bits are heat sinks. I haven't actually seen much of the way of the ship. Just a 4-minute, 5-minute video on the ship breakdown of it. So there's that. Not too many maneuvering jets, just groups there and there. You'd think they put another one there, but nah, that's okay. I guess kind of see why you wouldn't want to have some in the middle, but I would still think some would help. Maybe some more up here and on the bottom. It's almost completely mirrored top and bottom. So there's that. Actually, it might be, with the exception of the antenna up front, completely mirrored on top and bottom. So, the way it works is these guns, those, and these are supposed to be retractable. They go back into the ship. But I don't have much room because I needed a decent sized engine, and well, it's pretty obvious which I went with. So the guns don't have room. So there's that. The way this ship works is there are no missiles or torpedoes on board. There's no point defense guns. There's 12 main turrets. And then these 4 side secondary turrets. They're supposed to be single guns, not triple. And then the 4 forward and rear firing, which I think are fixed. I'm not completely sure, though. I would expect them to be slightly gimbaled, like a World War II tank destroyer. While these side ones are supposed to be turreted, so yeah. World War II tank destroyers like the Jaegeru, for example. This is supposed to be sloping, but no, space engineers. Now these are all dual guns. These are supposed to be duals, and those are supposed to be duals. So there's that. It does have a throughput hangar that has doors that open. I gave it a couple bays so you can tell back from front easily. The interior is basically empty. There's this section here which actually has reactors hiding behind that. Oh wait, it's over here. Okay. There are reactors hiding in there. There's those reactors there. This which has the beacon, and you can see straight to the engine bay. Not much in here because the point isn't really about the interior. The point is the exterior. So, though I did add a little bit more up front. There's this zone which is also meant to vent the hangar, though that one, that's a good idea. There's a thing to go up and down to the external airlocks on the top and bottom. Also, the gravity generator is down there. Now, the bridge of this, which is that door, I should really paint that. Actually, I will. Red. Command deck. That looks good. Okay. So yeah, the bridge here is just so you can see. You have a basic seat and yeah. Engine configuration: 2 big engines on the front. This is all, of course, supposed to be smooth, but space engineers' limitations. And 3 big engines in the back. Tripathia ship of the line for I forget who built it. It was Commonwealth or Centrum. I'll look it up later. Talk about it when I get to those. But yes, apparently these are supposed to be 15-inch coil guns, like the same guns as what's on the Bismarck, only they're coil guns. Yet the ship is only supposed to be 260 meters long, or actually a little bit shorter than Yamato, but have the guns of the Bismarck in coil gun form. Personally, I think the guns are a little large. 12-inch or 10-inch would be a lot better. And this is, or even smaller than that. Actually, I think it might be better if it had 6-inch or 5-inch. Because this is a third-rate ship of the line. I'm pretty sure that means frigate. Because, though there's a Corvette that's not even 100 meters long, and this is 260. However, the way it's described is that these were extremely common, and they would be escorted with frigates because this thing has no point defense. It has cannons, and more cannons. No missiles, torpedoes, or point defense weapons at all. So, I would think this thing like a heavy frigate or a destroyer, maybe? But I would think it more a heavy frigate, with the Corvettes being tiny. I mean, it's not quite a comparison to our world, but this is not our world. The large thing, this could be a long-range frigate because of the centrifugal unit. Like, you can imagine, if you yank that out and squish it together, that would shave off a good 50 meters, so 210, 200 meters, only twice the length of a Corvette. That sounds like just oops. That sounds like a heavy frigate to me. So yeah, I really do think it would just be a heavy frigate. Spacedock, Sojourn, Tripathia. There we go. And you can see which world I'm in easily by all this stuff's in here. I was working on the giant Naglfar Dreadnought, which is a kilometer tall. I'm still working on it. I got all the ways to go still. But yeah. So next I'm going to do the Corvette, which would be about half, a little bit less than half the length of this. The Guinevere, the Gwen. That's the primary hero ship, so yeah. But I'm only doing this and the Gwen to get a reference, though the Gwen is supposed to be state-of-the-art, so there's that. I'm doing it as a reference point with which to do the heavy cruiser or battle cruiser that I want to do. The thing about this, though, the Gwen is supposed to be a state-of-the-art. It's a ton of advanced stuff, so it's actually smaller, I believe. Which means, with it being smaller, excuse me, with it being smaller, the ship, other Corvettes would probably be maybe 150 meters, whereas, instead of 100 meters or less, that thing that I believe is 91. So this at 260, it would be more a frigate than a cruiser. I would think a cruiser maybe twice this, if Spacedock would bother. When I say bother, they're doing a ton of work. But I would hope they would have because this is a third-rate ship of the line. I'd love to see a second-rate, and I'd love to see a first-rate ship of the line. But no matter what, I'm going to do like a heavy cruiser / battle cruiser thing. And it could be like from the same people, but like really uncommon. That's the word I was looking for. Because these are supposed to be super common, the Tripathia class. So I did not add any lighting or anything like that. There's none of that on this design, and really I should have added the paintwork that's on here about there actually. I didn't even do that, but limitations of space engineers. At any rate, this is my iteration of the Spacedock Sojourn series Tripathia class. So next, the Gwen, and then I will have my references unless another ship is released, and then I'll have my I'll have more references for you making my battle cruiser heavy cruiser thing, because I really don't believe this to be a cruiser. I would see it as a frigate, a heavy frigate. Maybe Spacedock will answer. Don't know. If you're new